The times where people ignore the red flags and say, let's just keep pushing, those are the times where you fail. The majority of things that we're buying are created by men. You always learn more from your failures than you do your successes. I love creating, and I think that as women, you're not often given authorship, yet women represent 85% of people making purchases in homes across all categories.
For those who are not in the Hollywood world, what is wrong with her taking over the film?
I've never seen it before in my 30-plus year career in Hollywood. And an executive producer is below a producer in the film world. An executive producer signed up to be an executive producer, and that's it.
It is important in times like these to have a distraction. And that's why I want to personally extend my gratitude to Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. Thank you for providing us with that distraction. I'm grateful. I think we're all grateful. And I think we're good.
And an executive producer is below a producer in the film world. An executive producer signed up to be an executive producer, and that's it. As the time progressed in this film, she decided that she wanted to be a producer. She started to make edits. She wanted to be part of the editing team. There were people hired, like human beings actually hired to do the editing job, who had done work as editors. She wanted to be part.
Blake Lively has vanished, and the reason will shock you. Leaked texts, a secret flight, and a Hollywood director exposing receipts. Is she on the run? Hiding a dark secret? This is the scandal no one saw coming. Buckle up. Blake Lively, once the darling of Hollywood, is now at the center of a controversy that has everyone talking. The drama reached a boiling point when director Justin Baldoni dropped a bombshell, a series of unredacted text logs that exposed the behind-the-scenes tension between the two. These weren't carefully curated snippets. They were raw, unfiltered conversations that painted a very different picture of their working relationship. And what they revealed was shocking. The text showed Justin repeatedly seeking Blake's input on everything from costumes to set designs to scene alterations. He apologized when scheduling conflicts caused her stress and made it clear that he valued her ideas. Far from the controlling, dismissive figure Blake had described, Justin appeared to be a collaborative and considerate director. But the most intriguing part of the logs were the cryptic references to dragons and My Circle on Blake's side. Fans and insiders speculated that she was alluding to her husband, Ryan Reynolds, and his influence in Hollywood. Some messages even seemed to suggest that Blake was leveraging Ryan's clout to pressure Justin into aligning with her creative agenda. The release of these texts shifted public opinion almost overnight. People who had initially sided with Blake began to question whether she had orchestrated a smear campaign to control the narrative. Others argued that the logs lacked context and that there might be more to the story. But one thing was clear. The drama was far from over.
Frank, if it were not for women giving me direct feedback in my own personal life and being a man who was willing to at least listen to them, there's no chance that I would be having this conversation. So the message, to answer your question, the message is very simple. As men, we need to embrace all of the parts of us that make us human. That's it. It's very simple.
As the debate was reaching its peak, Blake's attorney abruptly resigned, adding another layer of intrigue to the scandal. The legal community was stunned, and speculation ran rampant. Had the attorney discovered something that weakened Blake's claims? Or was there a deeper conflict at play? Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni maintained a calm and measured demeanor. He expressed disappointment over the unraveling of their creative partnership, but framed the release of the text as a necessary step to defend his reputation. His subdued approach earned him even more goodwill, and many began to see him as the victim in the saga. But the real shock came when Blake Lively quietly packed her bags and left the country. She canceled promotional events, wiped her calendar clean, and reportedly boarded a private jet with only a few close associates. There was no press release, no official explanation, just a swirl of rumors about her whereabouts. Some speculated that she was fleeing potential legal consequences, while others believed she was seeking refuge from the relentless media scrutiny. Her departure sent a clear message. She was done facing the music, at least for now. Paparazzi swarmed international airports, hoping to catch a glimpse of her, but sightings were rare. One lounge employee claimed she seemed guarded, wearing sunglasses indoors and avoiding any interaction. The drama surrounding her flight overshadowed the entire project, and headlines shifted from Blake and Justin's feud heats up to Blake Lively flees the country. As the dust settled, attention turned to Ryan Reynolds. If the cryptic references to dragons were indeed nods to him, how deeply was he involved in this mess? Known for his playful online persona and heartwarming fan interactions, Ryan seemed an unlikely figure to be tied to covert PR tactics. Yet the logs hinted that his influence was never far from the conversation. Some messages implied that if Justin pushed Blake too hard, she would involve Ryan to shift the narrative. While no text explicitly stated that Ryan was orchestrating a smear campaign, fans and critics alike began to question whether his star power was being used in more insidious ways. The scandal also reignited old tensions between Ryan and comedian TJ Miller, who had previously clashed with him over unrelated issues. TJ began speaking out, claiming that he had long suspected under-the-table tactics from Ryan's camp. Initially dismissed as sour grapes, TJ's claims gained traction when Justin's logs seemed to echo some of his points. It looked like a pattern of strategic press leaks might indeed be in play, and Hollywood insiders began to take notice. Producers who had lined up future projects for both Blake and Ryan started voicing concerns behind closed doors. In an industry where reputations are everything, this scandal was a wake-up call. Fans, meanwhile, found themselves torn. Some refused to believe Blake could be at fault.
She said, just read it, because I was looking for movies that could be commercial and speak to the human experience. And
Were you reading romance novels?
And I had never read a romance novel.
Never?
And she said, just trust me, read it. So I read it, and by the end of the book, I couldn't even read the text on the page because I was crying so much. My wife was in bed next to me, and she's, I got snot coming out of my nose.
Pointing to possible missing context in Justin's receipts. Others were outraged at the possibility that she had manipulated an entire production to bend to her will. And then there were those who expressed pity, arguing that she had endured so much negative press that fleeing was a perfectly human response. Within Justin's production team, there was a sense of relief. Crew members who had felt suffocated by the toxic rumors were finally able to breathe, knowing that the public now had a clearer picture of what had really happened. Hollywood is no stranger to drama, but this scandal has rattled even the most seasoned insiders. Contracts, trust, and public image. Once these pillars crack, it can be nearly impossible to rebuild them overnight. The question on everyone's mind is whether Blake Lively will attempt a grand re-entrance after some time away or slip into a more permanent retreat. Hollywood loves a comeback story, but the scale of Justin's documented evidence might make that uphill climb steeper than most. For now, all eyes remain on a woman who has gone silent and a director standing firm behind reams of text logs. One vanished in the night, the other is left to pick up the pieces of a film overshadowed by scandal. But this is only the beginning. What really happened behind the scenes? How deep does this rabbit hole go? And what role does Ryan Reynolds play in all of this? Stay tuned as we uncover more shocking details, explore the fallout, and ask the burning question. Can Blake Lively ever reclaim her place in Hollywood, or is this the end of an era? The answers might surprise you. This isn't just about Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. It's about power, influence, and the lengths people will go to protect their reputations in an industry where image is everything. The leaked text logs have opened a Pandora's box of questions, and every revelation seems to lead to more intrigue. What started as a creative disagreement
this opportunity, we had such a responsibility to this audience to deliver something and to have the opportunity to deliver something for a passionate group of people.
Yes.
As someone who is so deeply passionate myself, I was so excited.
Spiraled into a full-blown crisis, leaving fans, critics, and Hollywood insiders scrambling to make sense of the chaos. Let's rewind for a moment. Before the drama, Blake Lively was at the top of her game. Known for her roles in Gossip Girl and The Age of Adeline, she had built a career on charm, talent, and an enviable public image. Her marriage to Ryan Reynolds, Hollywood's golden couple, only added to her star power. Together they were the epitome of hash couple goals. Funny, relatable, and seemingly untouchable. But behind the glossy Instagram posts and red carpet smiles, was there a darker side to this picture-perfect life? The leaked text suggests that Blake's on-set behavior may have been far from the polished persona she presented to the world. The references to dragons and my circle in the text logs have become a focal point of speculation. Many believe these terms were code for Ryan Reynolds and his inner circle, suggesting that Blake was leveraging her husband's influence to pressure Justin Baldoni. If true, this raises serious questions about the dynamics of their relationship and the extent to which Ryan may have been involved in the behind-the-scenes drama. Known for his quick wit and playful social media presence, Ryan has always been a fan favorite. But could his star power have been weaponized in this feud? The logs don't provide a definitive answer, but they've certainly cast a shadow over his otherwise squeaky clean image. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni has emerged as an unlikely hero in this saga. By releasing the text logs, he took a bold step to defend his reputation, and it seems to have paid off. Fans and industry insiders have praised his transparency, with many applauding him for standing up to what they perceive as bullying tactics. But not everyone is convinced. Some argue that Justin's decision to go public with private conversations was a calculated move to gain sympathy and control the narrative. After all, Hollywood is a battlefield, and in the court of public opinion, perception is everything. The fallout from this scandal has been far-reaching. Studios that once clamored to work with Blake Lively are now reconsidering their options. In an industry where time is money, dealing with a star who brings this level of drama is seen as a liability. Producers are reportedly hesitant to greenlight projects involving Blake, fearing that her involvement could overshadow the film itself. And then there's the question of Ryan Reynolds. While he hasn't been directly implicated in the scandal, the whispers about his potential involvement have tarnished his image. For a star who built his brand on likability, this could be a significant blow. But let's not forget the human element in all of this. Behind the headlines and the gossip, there are real people grappling with the fallout of this scandal. Blake Lively, once adored by millions, is now the subject of intense scrutiny and criticism. The pressure of living in the public eye can be overwhelming, and it's possible that she simply reached her breaking point. Her decision to leave the country may have been less about guilt and more about self-preservation. After all, even Hollywood stars are human, and everyone has a limit. Justin Baldoni, too, has been through the ringer. What started as a passion project has turned into a PR nightmare, and he's had to defend not just his work, but his character. The toll of this scandal on his mental health and career shouldn't be underestimated. And then there's Ryan Reynolds, caught in the crossfire of a feud he may not have even been directly involved in. The ripple effects of this drama are far-reaching, and the emotional toll on everyone involved is immeasurable. As the dust begins to settle, the big question remains: what's next for Blake Lively? Will she attempt a comeback, or will she retreat from the spotlight for good? Hollywood loves a redemption story, but the road to recovery won't be easy. The leaked texts have done significant damage to her reputation, and rebuilding trust with fans and industry insiders will take time. Some believe she'll lay low for a while, focusing on her family and personal life, before making a carefully orchestrated return. Others think she might address the scandal head-on, using her platform to shed light on the pressures women face in Hollywood. Justin Baldoni, on the other hand, seems determined to move forward. He's focused on completing the film and ensuring that audiences see the heartfelt adaptation he set out to create. While the scandal has undoubtedly overshadowed the project, Justin remains committed to his vision. In interviews, he's struck a conciliatory tone, expressing hope that the film's message will resonate with viewers despite the off-screen drama. It's a testament to his resilience and dedication to his craft. Ryan Reynolds, meanwhile, has remained uncharacteristically quiet. Known for his witty social media presence, his silence has only fueled speculation. Is he staying out of the fray to protect his family, or is there more to the story that he's not ready to share? Fans are divided, with some urging him to speak out and others respecting his decision to stay silent. Whatever the case, his next move will be closely watched. The scandal has also sparked a broader conversation about power dynamics in Hollywood. The entertainment industry has long been criticized for its treatment of women, and Blake Lively's accusations against Justin Baldoni initially seemed to fit into that narrative. However, the release of the text logs has complicated the story, forcing people to question their assumptions. It's a reminder that not everything is black and white, and that the truth often lies somewhere in between. As we wait for the next chapter in this saga, one thing is certain: the fallout from this scandal will be felt for years to come. It's a cautionary tale about the dangers of ego, ambition, and the lengths people will go to protect their reputations. In an industry where perception is everything, the line between truth and fiction is often blurred. And in the age of social media, where every move is scrutinized and every word can be weaponized, the stakes have never been higher. So, what's the takeaway from all of this? Perhaps it's a reminder that even the most polished public personas have cracks beneath the surface. Or maybe it's a call for greater transparency and accountability in an industry that thrives on secrecy. Whatever the case, one thing is clear. This scandal has changed the game, and its impact will be felt far beyond the world of Hollywood. But the story doesn't end here. What happens next could redefine careers, relationships, and the very fabric of Hollywood itself. Will Blake Lively make a triumphant return, or will this scandal mark the end of an era? And what role will Ryan Reynolds play in the aftermath? Stay tuned as we dive deeper into the fallout, explore the unanswered questions, and uncover the truth behind one of Hollywood's most shocking scandals. The drama is far from over. Don't miss what happens next. As the scandal continues to dominate headlines, the question on everyone's mind is, what's next? Will Blake Lively attempt to reclaim her place in Hollywood, or will this controversy mark the end of her reign as one of the industry's most beloved stars? The answer is far from clear, but one thing is certain. The fallout from this saga will have lasting implications for everyone involved. Let's dive deeper into the potential outcomes, the unanswered questions, and what this scandal means for the future of Hollywood. First, let's talk about Blake Lively. Her abrupt departure from the country has left fans and critics alike wondering if she'll ever return to the spotlight. Some believe she's laying low to regroup and strategize her next move. After all, Hollywood has a long history of stars who face scandals only to stage dramatic comebacks. Think Robert Downey Jr., who overcame personal struggles to become one of the highest-paid actors in the world, or Britney Spears, who reclaimed her career after years of public scrutiny. If Blake plays her cards right, she could follow in their footsteps. But the road to redemption won't be easy. The leaked text logs have done significant damage to her reputation, and rebuilding trust with fans and industry insiders will take time. Some experts suggest that Blake might address the scandal head-on, using her platform to shed light on the pressures women face in Hollywood. By framing the controversy as a symptom of a larger systemic issue, she could pivot the narrative in her favor. Others think she'll take a more low-key approach, focusing on her family and personal life while quietly working on new projects behind the scenes. Then there's the question of Ryan Reynolds. His silence throughout this ordeal has been deafening, and fans are eager to hear his side of the story. Known for his quick wit and playful social media presence, Ryan has built a brand on likability and relatability. But the whispers about his potential involvement in the scandal have tarnished that image. If he chooses to speak out, it could either help clear the air or add fuel to the fire. Some believe he'll continue to stay silent, prioritizing his family's privacy over public perception. Others think he might use his comedic charm to diffuse the situation, turning the narrative in his favor with a well-timed joke or heartfelt statement. Justin Baldoni, meanwhile, seems determined to move forward. He's focused on completing the film and ensuring that audiences see the heartfelt adaptation he set out to create. While the scandal has undoubtedly overshadowed the project, Justin remains committed to his vision. In interviews, he's struck a conciliatory tone, expressing hope that the film's message will resonate with viewers despite the off-screen drama. It's a testament to his resilience and dedication to his craft. But even as he pushes forward, the controversy has left a lasting mark on his career. Some insiders speculate that the scandal could open doors for him, positioning him as a director who isn't afraid to stand up for himself. Others worry that the negative publicity could make studios hesitant to work with him in the future. The scandal has also sparked a broader conversation about power dynamics in Hollywood. The entertainment industry has long been criticized for its treatment of women, and Blake Lively's accusations against Justin Baldoni initially seemed to fit into that narrative. But the release of the text logs has complicated the story, forcing people to question their assumptions. It's a reminder that not everything is black and white, and that the truth often lies somewhere in between. This scandal has highlighted the need for greater transparency and accountability in an industry that thrives on secrecy. It's a wake-up call for Hollywood, and one that could lead to meaningful change. As we wait for the next chapter in this saga, one thing is clear. The fallout from this scandal will be felt for years to come. It's a cautionary tale about the dangers of ego, ambition, and the lengths people will go to protect their reputations. In an industry where perception is everything, the line between truth and fiction is often blurred. And in the age of social media, where every move is scrutinized and every word can be weaponized, the stakes have never been higher. Chen. So, what's the takeaway from all of this? Perhaps it's a reminder that even the most polished public personas have cracks beneath the surface. Or maybe it's a call for greater transparency and accountability in an industry that thrives on secrecy. Whatever the case, one thing is clear. This scandal has changed the game, and its impact will be felt far beyond the world of Hollywood. As the dust begins to settle, the big question remains. What's next for Blake Lively? Will she attempt a comeback, or will she retreat from the spotlight for good? Hollywood loves a redemption story, but the road to recovery won't be easy. The leaked texts have done significant damage to her reputation, and rebuilding trust with fans and industry insiders will take time. Some believe she'll lay low for a while, focusing on her family and personal life, before making a carefully orchestrated return. Others think she might address the scandal head-on, using her platform to shed light on the pressures women face in Hollywood. Justin Baldoni, on the other hand, seems determined to move forward. He's focused on completing the film and ensuring that audiences see the heartfelt adaptation he set out to create. While the scandal has undoubtedly overshadowed the project, Justin remains committed to his vision. In interviews, he's struck a conciliatory tone, expressing hope that the film's message will resonate with viewers despite the off-screen drama. It's a testament to his resilience and dedication to his craft. Ryan Reynolds, meanwhile, has remained uncharacteristically quiet. Known for his witty social media presence, his silence has only fueled speculation. Is he staying out of the fray to protect his family, or is there more to the story that he's not ready to